What is a death doula? That's what we're talking about today. I'm Rochelle Fry, licensed professional counselor, and this is part 5 of my series on mortality. So I'm just going to do a brief educational video on what is a death doula. So a death doula is a non-medical, non-licensed person who helps someone through the death and end of life process. They're multifunctional, and they generally will work alongside of whatever medical team you already have in place. For example, hospice. If you have hospice in place, the hospice plan is basically the medical plan that you go by, and the doula would work in tandem with those professionals to achieve whatever goals you set for yourself. So they're not regulated or licensed. But they do have a NEDA, the National End of Life Doula Alliance. They have a really good website explaining a lot about what they do. And there are people who are, I guess they have a certification that's voluntary. They're not federally regulated or state regulated, but they do have ethics that they adhere to when people are involved. And they also have a really good website, NEDA, where you can search for people in your state who are part of their alliance. So that's a good resource if you're interested in looking for a death doula. Basically, they're providing emotional support and any other type of support during the end of life and death process. And they're probably also, doing a lot of referrals if you need referrals for different things. And one thing to know is that after the death occurs, there are different regulations in different states. So they tend to work with, at that point, whatever professionals would usually be a funeral director, as far as, the other end of life stuff goes. But I do feel like they can be really supportive in a time where, sometimes family can have a hard time knowing how to be supportive, or sometimes they're avoidant because they also feel overwhelmed by what's going on. So I do think it's a good option for looking for added support to build a support team during the end of life process. So if you don't know much about death doulas, it is a good resource that's worth doing some research on for your own purposes.